All right, guys. The fourth thing you need in your project is to have some lines. So lines, the basic form of a line is y equals mx plus b. And you can change the slope. M controls the slope. So as I move this slider, that's making the slope steeper or flatter. And then B controls the y-intercept. It basically lifts the line up and down. So you could, if you wanted to, just write the line with numbers instead of letters. You could just type in y equals 2x. That's a line plus 3. Now, let's say you want to make a vertical line. They just go straight up and down. You could just do x equals 4. That's a vertical line. Let's say you want to make a horizontal line. You can do y equals 2. So vertical lines, horizontal lines are really easy. One thing, though, you'll probably encounter in your animation is maybe you don't want those lines to go on forever and ever and ever. Maybe you only want a part of a line. Someone in a class did a cat, and they had these little whiskers, and the whiskers looked funny if they just went off infinitely, and so they wanted to have a start and a stop. So the way to do that is this. You have to get the fancy brackets going. Let's see if I can find the fancy brackets. There we go. So type in a fancy bracket. Now, within the fancy bracket, you're going to restrict the domain, meaning restrict the permissible x values. So we're going to have this blue line go from negative to let's put this x, and you can see already it's going between negative 2 and 3. So we restrict that domain. Now for this line, this red line, I don't want to restrict it, left and right, because that's not going to work. So I'm going to restrict the domain, but this time I have to use the letter y. So I'm going to say I want this thing to be y values between negative 1 and 3. There you go. And so that's how to make just a chunk of a line. Now, it doesn't only work for lines. You can also restrict domains for quadratics. So someone did a smiley face once, which was kind of cool. But the smiley face, they didn't want that smile to go up infinitely. So they cut that off this way. They did this, get the fancy brackets going. We're going to say that the y values have to be less than 5. Or maybe that's too high. Let's do 3, not 33, 3. There. So you can kind of see how you would use that domain restriction to make a beautiful picture. Okay, that's it.